It's a Gundam!
Super Draco here, and welcome back to It's a Gunpla, the show whose name I didn't think out very well. So, we continue with Real Great Goldymarg. Now, this is going to seem weird because that looks an awful like a perfect grade Gundam hand, and you're not entirely wrong. So, that is the literal Marg hand for when Goldymarg becomes the Goldion hammer and the Marg hand. So, basically, it comes off a sprue like this. You actually get a left and a right hand, which is weird to me because I don't know why you would need a left hand. Now, as you can see, it's very stiff, and if you put pressure on the wrong places, these ball joints will pop out. They'll go right back on. You just got to be careful with it. So, before we get into anything else, I'm going to shout out the new subscribers because while I was taking my depression break, I got a bunch of subscribers. Let's see if they're on the public lists. So, shout out to Black Art Hobby, Baz, Robert Denton, Spencer Chestnut, Nobody, Pulsing Rethur, and if I pronounce that incorrectly, I do apologize. But thanks to all of you for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the channel and hope that this new content is to your liking. So, now we've got a mostly completed really big hand. Now, in show, GaoGaiGar's signature attack, the Hell in Heaven, because GaoGaiGar was actually incomplete because the data they used to manufacture it wasn't complete because Gyleon was damaged on his way to Earth by however you pronounce it. So they didn't have all of the designs and technology quite figured out or correct. And this manifested when GaoGaiGar would use his Hell in Heaven attack, because if you watch GaoGaiGar Final and you see Genesis GaoGaiGar, the true GaoGaiGar, it has a lot of GaoGaiGar I just said in one sentence. Anyway, so when you see Genesis use Hell in Heaven, two of the gadget modules detach and become gloves that protect his hands, and it appears very similar to his Planetary Master's counterpart, Angel and Devil attack, where he had a whole apparatus to reduce the impact on his own body. So, eventually they developed the Goldion hammer. The hammer uses the same power as the Hell in Heaven, both the broken and protect energies, but by channeling them through the hammer, it means the hammer takes all of the force and not GaoGaiGar. But then, they still ran into the same problem, but that it was so powerful that it destroyed GaoGaiGar's arm, so they devised the Marg hand to hold and contain that power. And hence how you end up with this. And so then they put a super AI on it so that Goldymarg could be a support unit when he wasn't being a hammer. And due to that, Goldymarg was remarkably strong and robust unto himself, assisted by the fact that the person whose mind he was a copy of was also a strong, willful person. So yeah, that's your in-canon explanation, because Like you said, I always found that the backstory interesting, that they didn't have everything figured out, that they were making upgrades and modifications on the go. For example, when they had to upgrade Gao Gaigar, they had to upgrade Stealth Gao so he could operate in space, but also to increase his attack abilities with the ring, his attack and defensive capabilities with the rings. When Gao Gaigar was just being outclassed by the primevals and whatnot. And I will tell you, in the canon of the show, Goldymarg got destroyed in Gao Gaigar Final. And so they rebuilt Goldie and the hammer, and then they rebuilt him as the Goldion Crusher, a weapon system designed to basically fight enemies like the Z-Master. And it was this enormous contraption made out of their 3 spacecraft, and Goldymarg and the actual hammer were attached at the very bottom. And if memory serves, when he used the Crusher once, it destroyed that entire growing universe that the Pascu machine was creating. Which is insane, but in the good way. So, time for that really big silver sticker. And as evidenced by how long ago this was filmed, here I am wearing long sleeves. Which, if anyone's a long-term viewer on my channel, I do not like to wear long sleeves. But this is similar to, if you remember, the Machine Dramon model, where you would put that chrome silver sticker behind all of his clear red parts to really make the clear red parts look like there was lights inside of them. And here we've got a good bit of molding. They could have made those individual pieces. Instead, they made them a single piece, which adds stability, but also means it's less extremely small parts to handle and lose or get scratched. So then we come back to our sheet of plastic stickers. Okay, so pardoning the Chloe interruption, so we will continue. And again, I'm only barely touching the edge directly to the chest panel and letting it rest so I can straighten it before I press it all the way down. Because the less you have to pull it, raise up and lower these, the better. And then once I'm happy that it's straight, then I actually press down. Technique, nothing, none of my techniques are mind-blowing, but there's nothing wrong with that. If it works, it works. But I genuinely hope Bandai does more with these plastic stickers, because the way they add color, the little pop of color and whatnot they add, I think actually is way better than just a foil sticker. But then again, I say that, and I hate Gundam 00, but I love those Tetron pieces they include in them for the GN wiring. And despite several people trying, nobody has managed to convince me that Gundam 00 is a better series than I have given it credit for. As I will still say it right now, I think Setsunaf Seiei is a racist stereotype of a Middle Easterner. He's an Islamic terrorist who lost his faith in God to become an atheist terrorist. If that isn't a racist stereotype, I don't know what it is, or what is. Having said all that, we're in an anniversary year for Gundam Wing, so there's probably going to be a lot of stuff coming out for that. Alright, and as I finish stickering this, I think that'll be the torso complete other than those vents. So, last time I ran out of time, so I didn't get to do the whole outro, but I've got plenty of time this go around. So, if you like the content I'm providing, subscribe, leave me a like or a comment, and tell me what you like, or if you just hate my guts, tell me that too. Can't change anything if nobody tells me what's wrong. Anyhow, check out my fantasy story, King of Mercenaries, a medieval fantasy story on Fiction Press. On the link is on my profile and in the description down below. Follow me on X at Super Draco, exactly as it's written on YouTube. Sometimes I put updates there, sometimes I just don't do anything with it. That's half the fun, is what's the surprise. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next part.